those people scare me.
I'm milling about with Judith Owen. Hi, Jude. I never get comfortable saying that.
I'm so, by the way, nice backdrop. Nice backdrop.
I worked hard on it.
I like the way it says Owen and Now. That's my TV show. Why didn't anybody understand this? Owen and Now.
Done. I love it. I love it. I love it. So where are you exactly in the world? Where are you zooming in from?
Well, I'm zooming in from California. I'm in a very, very fog-filled beach situation here. Normally, I would be in New Orleans, as you know, and I can only dream of London, which is normally I go between New Orleans and London, but obviously that's not happening right now. Hasn't happened for 14 months.
Have you like lessened your, safety at all?
No, not at all. I've been absolutely very strict about this, and it's why I started. You're sitting in front of the cover of the EP that came directly from me doing a twice weekly streamed live show called For Fuck's Sake, FFS, ! Because I said for fuck's sake every other line, because come on, in the last 14 months, every single day has been a for fuck's sake, what now? And so that became really the way that I stayed sane, Robin, was to still connect with my audience and to build a community that we meet every Wednesday and every Sunday, every single week. It's a year now since I've started doing them, and I've played hundreds and hundreds of songs and covers and written all the songs that were on the Here and Now. And it's really meant that I didn't have to travel and yet did not lose my mind.
I know. I almost started a show called The Shit Show. But then I thought twice about it.
I didn't. It was too late. It was too late. And somebody, my dear friend from Australia, a wonderful guitarist I work with a lot, Dave Blenkhorn, he saw me at a show down in New Orleans, and something went wrong. The pianist, our friend David Torkanowski, just basically said, "We've got a special guest," and Judith Owen. And I got up on stage and everyone left so that I would just be by myself at the piano, because that's how they wanted to hear me. I wasn't prepared. And my famous words were, "For fuck's sake, Dave," in like this hallowed jazz club where everyone's very, very serious. And he said to me afterwards, "Mate, I'll never forget you. You're the woman that said, 'for fuck's sake,' in a jazz club." And that's basically why that became the title, because that is my exclamation, and I think it sounds good with my accent. But like I said, the shit show is a good one too. But every day, Robin, I've been saying, "For fuck's sake."
Oh, I know. I think that's like your favorite word. We can't see it now, but there's like a little sign in that room called, yes, I love it.
I have nothing to do with this, all right? On my Owen and Now show, TV show, that would be absolutely not swearing. No, it would be actually. It'd have to be really late at night, because I'm just a sailor. I'm part sailor, part tiger, part teddy bear, but I am part depressive. And I would say that is the best gift that Leland Sklar, my beloved bass player, ever gave me. We were in Austin, Texas, and he came back with the string players and with Pedro Segundo, and they were smirking. They were smirking more than normal, because we play games of tricks on each other all the time. We're very, very misbehaved, as of course all musicians are. That's why, you're basically a child until you die. That's the whole musician thing. And they suddenly presented me this bag, and I opened it up, and there it was, "Fucker in charge of you fucking fucks." And I think that really does, with this accent, I think that sums it all up, Robin. I do.
Oh, for sure, for sure. And everything else in that room is just stunning. I love how you like balanced everything out with the little Beethoven statue and your cup of tea.
And my bass and my guitar. I'm at my piano right here looking at you.
It's your Zen.
This is my Zen. Yeah, you're right. And the white thing, we call this the White House, the Petite White House. This is one of those rare houses that was not destroyed because of 1960s hideousness. architecturally, but you know, down in California, there are so many of these beautiful what would be Victorian, but you know, turn of the century, late 1800s, early 1900s houses, and they were just flattened for the sake of ugly ass boxes that you could get lots of people in to live badly. But luckily, this is one of the ones that didn't get that everyone wants now. They all want these, and they're little cracker boxes. And wealthy people from Pasadena would come down to the beach and stay in these cold little beach huts. And now, of course, they're the place. You know, isn't it ridiculous? So I just made this into a Zen white joy, and boy, two things: it is inspirational musically, and everybody looks good in here to be filmed.
The glow of the light behind you is just stunning, darling. And you created 2 songs in this little space that we're going to hear on the show. So I want to start with the first one off of the new album, Those People. So tell me what inspired that song.
Well, you're hearing it first because the album obviously is not going to come out until the end of this year, but and it is, in fact, these are 2 perfect songs that you chose, or that we decided on, because one is an original of mine and one is a cover, and the album will be called Both Things Are True, and it will be a mix of covers and originals, and both things are true. They are both representative of my life, my feelings about life and my experiences. This is one of mine, and it came directly from the shit show, thank you, of last year. You know, it couldn't get any worse. It starts with COVID. It's a train wreck. Nobody knows what they're doing. And then there's the great orange blob, who shall not be named anymore. Thank you. And that if that isn't bad enough, and then we have the Black Lives Matter moment. And I was here then as well. I was stuck here in California, and I'd come back to do some work. But I'd come back from Australia, actually. It was like my last gig of all things, the Sydney Opera House. Well, I ended on a high, that's all I can say. And then I came back to LA, and there was, of course, as we all know, could not take my eyes off TV. It was happening all around us, all the marches, the demonstrations, the peaceful demonstrations. Mm-hmm. And what this song is about is my experience of America as an outsider. And you know, in Britain, we're very racially charged, but we're very polite about our racism. And we always say sorry at the end of every, sentence.
Yeah,
whereas
that takes it all.
Sorry, that's what we do. But we still feel the same way. But nowhere is like America, where the history of slavery that is kind of like the giant invisible elephant in the room that nobody kind of wants to deal with. But the history of this country is like no other. Thanks to the Brits, by the way. Thank you for that. But anyway, but so what I have seen being here, what I've seen living in New Orleans, what I've seen touring the length and breadth of this country is places which are absolutely cool and wonderful and mixed and on an equal footing. But I have seen massive displays of racism, inherent, institutionalized racism that happens on a daily basis. And the George Floyd killing, which aren't we all so thrilled at the result of that? Oh yeah, and rightly so. All of them. Rightly so. But if it hadn't been for somebody taking some film footage on their phone, we wouldn't have known. He would have gone down, and that's the point of this song.
What do you think? Downtown is burning tonight. Makes you think, why did it take so long? We're on the brink, and how many suns must go down, pinned to the ground? What did they think would happen? And in every bougie country club, every cracker barrel talking hushed tones, so the busboys won't hear Connie telling Carol. Those people scare me. Those people dare me to feel so guilty. That's ancient history. It's time to get over that chip on their shoulder, 'cause we love Oprah, don't we? Don't we? So will it change for the powers who are to blame? When every Floyd who shames them, every framed man who unveils them are undermined by the looting kind, distracting us from the larger crimes. And in every bougie country club, every cracker barrel talking hushed tones, so the busboys won't hear Connie telling Carol. Those people scare me. Ooh, those people dare me to feel so guilty. That's ancient history. 'Cause it's time to get over that chip on your shoulder, 'cause we love Oprah, don't we? And in every bougie country club, every cracker barrel talking hushed tones, so the busboys won't hear Connie telling Carol. Those people scare me. Those people dare me to feel so guilty. That's ancient history. It's time to get over that chip on your shoulder, 'cause we love Oprah, don't we? Don't we? What do you think? Downtown is burning tonight. Why did it take so long?
And so this song is about what I've seen throughout the world, what I've seen in America, which is people who and I say in every bougie country club, every cracker barrel, it's those people who are sort of like, I've seen it with my own eyes, where a person of color comes towards, maybe a waiter, maybe a person walking in the room, maybe somebody walking down the street. And I've seen white people just kind of go all very quiet and very nice and like, thank you. But I know what's going on in their minds.
Yeah.
I know, because this is what ignorance and racism looks like.
Yeah.
And on the surface, you seem to be polite and you're all nice and everything's okay, but it's what's going on underneath. And it is really an enormous problem in this country, because it's right there under the surface if you just scratch away a little. So those people refers to the way that sadly, in this very white supremacist country, which it is, and I speak as a white person, and you understand as a white person, that reference to those, under the breath, those people, you know what they're like.
Yes, the air quotes.
Thank you.
Let me ask you this, during this past year, we had those tiny moments of hope and love. And I don't know about you, but I'm sure that this song, Italy Unbroken, was inspired by the singing.
Yeah.
Like them singing out on their.
It was. It was.
Oh my God, that was so gorgeous to see that.
I remember that one. Wasn't it one of the first things that we all saw was that the shit was hitting the fan in Italy more than anywhere else. You remember that time when we were all going, oh God, let's hope that doesn't happen here. Remember that time? Yeah. So, and then of course it hit New York and it's like, fuck. So I remember clearly seeing those Italian balcony singers. And I love Italy so much. I spent so much time there as a child, especially in Siena and Florence. Yeah. So you know that feeling. You can see the smells of the cooking, the balconies, you're walking through medieval streets where in the times of Medici's, nothing's changed. And it is so moving. It is so beautiful and filled with such life and the warmth of those people. And so seeing that, there's only one other place that does that to me, and that is New Orleans, because there's people on their porches singing for each other, playing for each other. It's community. And the Italians, of course, have it down, over all of us. And I was so moved, as we all were, that I wrote Italy Unbroken, because as long as you have that, as long as it's like defiance in the face of adversity. Yeah. And a sense of the community, of who we are together. That's something that so many people have lost. We've all lost that. Everyone living in a big city has lost that sense of communing with your neighbor, communing with the person on the next street, being able to actually be a united front. None of us know what the hell that is anymore. And in city life. And it was so moving to see that.
There's a really interesting way that you did this music video. I don't know when it's coming out, to the song, If God Were One of Us. What if God were one of us? What if God was one of us? That's the title.
What if God was one of us? How about it should be what God is one of us? I mean, that's all I believe. I'm sorry.
Tell me about shooting that music video. I mean, you were so socially distanced. Was that Pedro on the little stand-up drum? Was that him?
Little. It's a giant. It's a 6-foot drum.
Stand-up drum.
It's an orchestral drum. It's little Pedro by a giant 6-foot drum. It's Helen Gillet on cello. It's two magnificent dancers from New Orleans, two African-American dancers, and I chose them purposely for that. They are stunning. They are cut from Jarrell and I'm trying to remember his name. Astonishing dancers. Real Alvin Ailey dancing, and that's what I had asked them for, and I had imagined it. That was so let's go straight back to where I recorded this song, which is a reimagining of the Joan Osborne's mega hit from the 90s. She did it in a very kind of like grungy, rocky, sort of like low energy, but kind of it was amazing. I've taken it to a very not dance, but balletic movement, liquidy place, very classical, full of movement, very ethereal.
If God had a name, what would it be? Would you call it to his face? If you were faced with him, what would you ask him if you only had one question? Oh yes, God is good. Oh yes, God is great. Oh yes, God is good. God is great. But what if God was one of us? Just a slob like one of us, just a stranger on the bus, trying to find his way home. What if God was one of us? Just a slob like one of us, just a stranger stranger on the bus trying to find his way home. Yeah. God had a face, what would it look like? Would you want to see? If seem ain't believing, yes, that you would have to believe in things like heaven and in Jesus, the saints and all the prophets. Oh yes, God is good. Oh yes, God is great. Oh yes, God is good. God is great. But what if God was one of us? Just a slob like one of us. Just a stranger on the bus trying to find his way home. What if God was one of us? Just a stranger on the bus trying to make his way home. Oh yes, God is great. Oh yes, God is good. But what if he was one of us?
Your
And
sound, your signature sound.
yes, where it's like the swirling of beauty wrapping its way around my big old voice. And as always, I wanted to shine the light on the words, because so often with pop hits and pop music, you're hearing it, you're getting into it, you're loving it, you get the hook, but you're not hearing the rest of the words, not really. And I thought it's one of the most possibly the most existential pop song that's ever been written. And I was lucky enough to meet its writer, Eric Bazilian, when I was touring in Sweden, because he now,
Wait,
yeah, he's
out of the Hooters? The Hooters,
yeah.
Eric Brazilian?
Eric Bazilian
Wrote that song?
Yeah.
Wow.
That song of the Hooters, you know it well. And he now lives in Sweden with his Swedish, he goes back and forth, not anymore of course, but with his Swedish wife and family. I got to meet him in Stockholm when I was doing a show there, and we just hit it off like nothing else. And I said to him, I will be doing a cover of this. And he was like, yeah, because he's a fan of mine, blah, 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 loves my music, loves what I do to covers, loved that. And at the time I was touring, supporting Rediscovered, which was all covers, my one and only all covers album, the last thing I did. And so I said, no, I'm doing it. Okay. So came to this time where I knew it was the time to record this song. And so the song was recorded in New Orleans in a converted church called Esplanade Studios.
Beautiful.
In that room, in that very environment, organ pipes behind me, it was a converted, Methodist church, Baptist church, whatever it was, but it's got the high windows and the wood and the sense of that. We're so seemingly obsessed with this idea that there is a sort of, the next place and up there and heaven, and I'm sitting here thinking, this is heaven on earth. This is it. If you just open your fucking eyes and look around you, which, by the way, we've all had a chance to do, because we've been still for the first time in how long now?
Over a year.
Thank you. It has driven us all mad, but surely we've also been able to look around and go, wow, the people I love, the life I have or had, but how fortunate most of us are, the beauty and incredibleness of it all, how much I took for granted the whole thing. But I have always believed that God is this planet that we are on. That's what I describe as being God. It is nature, it is the world, it is the planet, it is every animal, it's every blade of grass, it is every single thing. And I believe that that's why I love this song so much. It questions our ideas. It is about being a great human being and how to live a good life.
Did you get the opportunity to ask Eric what inspired the song?
Yes. He said that he woke up in the middle of the night and he looked at his wife sleeping and thought, just the greatness and the beauty of that feeling of love, and of that moment where you realize that this is the most precious thing in the world. I think that's what hit him. It was that sense of, it's this. And we've all had a bit of a major shakeup. I hope we don't go back to being those same dreadful people that we were before. I hope we don't go immediately back to, whoa, seventh gear. I really do hope that we're able to stay in the moment of, good God, but this is all so incredible. And look what we have. I mean, I hope we don't all turn into feckin' Elon Musk, who basically has brilliant cars, mate. Well done. But the whole concept of flying to another planet, the message that sends is just continue to trash this one, as opposed to, this is it. This is the greatest gift that anybody will ever have and ever see. And we must change. I know that you're thinking we won't, so let's just go somewhere else and trash that instead. But ultimately, what are we doing here? I'm Greta Thunberg, all that. I mean, I'm all over it. It's like, no. Let's behave as if there is nowhere else to go. Let's behave as if this is our house, our home, our place, and that we don't shit all over it. Let's try that one.
It's Owen and now. Come full circle.
Listen, this is the show, isn't it? Me pontificating from height. I'm sorry. I hate to be going on like some drab ass, but really, I'm always amazed. I'm always amazed at how short-sighted people are. I mean, you expect kids to be because they feel like they're going to live forever and nothing will touch them. But how short-sighted adults are who should know better.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So, I hope if there is any upside, and there is an upside to everything that's terrible in life, there always is. I hope the upside is not taking for granted and realizing exactly what it is that we do have, what we have that is so precious.
Yeah, it's very well said. I loved seeing you. I adore you. Thank you so much for taking the time to be on the shit show, even though it's not the shit show.
Robin Milling, you are an angel. I love you to bits. It's just extraordinary how much. But
it's a love fest.
Thank you. It is a love fest, and everything is special and precious. And it's about finding the remarkable in the things that are magical, but also in the things that are everyday. That's the hardest job for us all to do.
We've got work to do. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm going to let you go. Love and kisses.
Love you, honey.
Love you too. Take good care. Say hi to Harry and Aretha and Franklin and everything.
And say hi to that gorgeous husband of yours. You know who I mean.
Yeah.
Mr. R. Bye, my love. Thanks for having me.
All right. See you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye, honey.
Give a little love, give a little love to each other. If we have a little faith, have a little faith for one another. Stand by what is right, not the dollar. If we turn away from hate before it's too late.
Always news. Always refreshing. Always candid. Always milling about. Robin Milling delivers what celebrities are saying to you.